Political temperatures are surging in Bangladesh that is due for a general election early next year. Just last week alone saw some fierce clashes between opposition party supporters and the cops. The country has been voicing out their concerns for years of human rights violations as well as electoral rigging, where now people are calling for a caretaker government to take over. Here's the story.
The war zone, as the all too frequent clash of political ideologies in Bangladesh turns ugly ahead of elections. Pitched battles and arson. This was day one of the latest bout of mayhem on Dhaka's roads. One estimate put the number of protesters at over 10,000. One policeman was killed, dozens of civilians and party workers were injured. It's the biggest round of opposition-backed street protests Bangladesh has seen in years.
We are here only for one cause, and that is to establish a fair, acceptable and credible election under a neutral government, right? We had two elections under this party, one in the year 2014 and the other one in 2018. And you know, those are the ugliest elections in the history of Bangladesh. And BNP is the party that has managed to join 36 parties and some other supporters in favor of their claim. And the main focus of this movement is to establish people's voting right.
Day one was followed by the arrest of key opposition leader Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, sparking further tensions. At the center of the current round of protests has been the charge that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina runs an authoritarian administration riddled with cases of human rights abuse, forced disappearances and extrajudicial killings, and that free and fair elections under her are a far cry. Hasina has now served 3 consecutive terms in power, winning elections in 2009, 2014 and 2018. In both 2014 and 2018, there were large-scale accusations of vote rigging and opposition parties being targeted. This time again, there are demands that a pre-election caretaker government law be reinstated. The ruling party on its part has lashed out at the opposition led by Begum Khalida Zia, who is under house arrest.
Bangladesh Nationalist Party are the opposing force of our liberation war. They are enemies of our independence. They are the enemies of our liberation war who don't believe in Bangladesh and the constitution, and they don't obey the law and justice system. There can be no compromise or dialogue with them. We want to say clearly that until we remove the opposing force of liberation war from the politics of Bangladesh, there will be no peace and calm in the country.
This round of protests that began on Saturday continued well into the week. Opposition BNP kicked off a 3-day stir, blocking roads and railways after their top leaders were put behind bars. At least 6 people have been killed, 100 plus are injured. The US, UK, Canada and other countries have voiced concern and condemnation. If past polls are anything to go by, this is just the beginning. Poll season in Bangladesh is just taking off.